truth of the matter is that you need a village no matter what. If you don't have a village, if you don't have people around you, you are going to be fucking miserable. And
already, girl.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You are.
And I love being a mom. That's not even it.
It is not.
You know?
And it's not about being a mom. It's about being a woman.
How's it going? Besides all the
Hi. We're already recording, and it's gonna go like this because I have a baby on my teat.
So what happened? She didn't show?
Oh my gosh, ladies. No, she's here. She's here.
Uh-oh.
And so appropriately, this episode will be why it's so hard to ask for help. Oh my goodness.
Well, I don't know if she could help you with that specifically though.
Right. At all.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I would want her to help me with what you're doing right now. It would kind of be like the hand that rocks the cradle.
You're right.
The movie?
That's weird. Yeah. The weirdest movie ever.
Isn't that the movie?
The weirdest movie ever.
Yeah. That she wants
and to think that there have been individuals in this world that think like that.
Well,
I mean,
isn't that like, didn't they have
mental illness is a thing, you know.
That's the beauty of this page. I mean, this is the beauty of this podcast. You know, it's all real. Like, this is real, raw, and uncut.
Happening.
This is what having a 6-month-old looks like.
Yep,
I'm trying
that's right.
to, be great.
Well, Jackie, all I'm saying is that you're very. At least I can't see anything. But you're kind of brave.
I'm making it so that you can't see anything. So the baby is so funny because he's just looking at you guys and me on the screen, and he's got, just the whole entire time he's just
who has a helicopter
to dear life
through.
Right. Okay. So I was just like,
is that you, Taisha?
Yes. Like I don't think it's a helicopter. I think it's the lawn service people. And I'm just like, why do I hear that? Why is it so loud?
That's all good. It does not matter.
By the way, I love the light in the back.
I was telling her when she came in, I was like, oh my gosh, Taisha, I like that a lot. And that's what I wanted in my background. But then I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that because no big deal. Like I was just thinking I want to be more like the girls. But I like yours, Taisha. It's no big deal.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I couldn't find a picture or anything to kind of like Michelle had this really cute picture and this nice little flower set up. And I'm just like, and I do so many different interviews, and I'm just like, I don't have anything on this right. Yeah. So I'm playing with the idea of, do I just leave it like this with my books and my school and my initials, or should I make it like a full junk board? Since the junk look is what's in, which is like a whole bunch of different patches, should I get rid of everything and just leave the letters? So I'm kind of playing around with it.
Okay, what are those pictures? I see a foot, a cute foot.
Oh, right. He's like, you're gonna see me today. So over here, I don't know which side. So the sides are my books. Yeah. So those are my book covers.
So
with my books, and then the middle is a patch with my school on it.
I have to tell you that it's confusing.
Okay.
I'm just being honest.
Okay.
Because I don't know, unless you tell them, to me, it just looks like a picture from here. It doesn't look like a book, right?
Okay.
Jackie?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She didn't even see it. So.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. I have to.
And
I thought it was a picture.
Yeah. So I'm just telling
maybe
you, if you don't
with the book on it or something, you think so? Maybe like a shelf.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm either thinking the chef or just get rid of them together, because I saw like some stuff online. I was on TikTok, and like this whole junk look is what's in, where you put a whole bunch of different stuff with a theme, and it's supposed to be like cute with colors and all of that. So I was like, maybe I should do that. Then I was like, So I'm like indecisive. So everybody is going to see the transitions of my different backgrounds of what to play with and how to make it. Yeah,
well, I'm just saying, for right now, I couldn't tell what they were. So I'm just letting you know. But
gotcha.
But it looks good. Yes, I love your design.
That's what I could tell. Yes, but if you're going to put more stuff around, I think that might change what I'm thinking. Right now, it just kind of looks like you stuck 2 pictures up there. That's kind of what.
Gotcha.
Okay, so just.
Gotcha.
Not that you want my opinion at all, but
I do.
Giving it to you anyway.
It. Yes, no, girl. So I literally just posted it on my Snapchat, and I'm posting it on my social media to ask for feedback, because I'm like really trying to figure it out. So I was gonna ask y'all. So should I leave this? Should I take it? So thank you. You remember last time it was the banner that was giving me trouble. So yeah, I was trying to figure it out.
I like it.
Can you do me a favor, Taisha, and can you put one of the books, like, can you introduce your books, like what it is, what are we watching, what are we looking at?
Absolutely. So on this side is Imperfectly Perfect, 3 Steps on the Parenthood Journey. That's my very first book, where I actually talk about parenting in the form of being a parent as a person. So I focus on the parent in parenting instead of all of the different types of parenting styles. We break down foundation, focus, and freedom. Like, once you have a solid foundation, then you can build on it, become free from your past traumas, all of your drama, all of your stuff, and then you're able to focus on yourself, your goals, and show up whole for your kids. So that's what that book is, wherever my finger at. And over here is Resilience Over Regret, and it's my journey of teen pregnancy, faith, love, and family. So I kind of dive into, like, how did I end up becoming a teen mom? Like, what happened?
I want to know that story at some point, actually, because I really haven't really asked you, and I know that we'll have some episodes that'll cover, like the one right before, like the one we wanted to discuss, which was before children, like the before children episode.
Right. Yeah.
So that will be kind of cool to know about you. But yeah, that's what that is. Michelle, like, congratulations on your recent launch of your masterclass.
You're doing so great, girl.
Today was so much better than yesterday, than the last one. Oh my gosh. So,
and I couldn't attend to that one. Obviously, I'm like having all this other stuff
it's all
going
good. We it felt so. I did some, like, the PowerPoint presentation last time wasn't. I gave him something before.
Don't flash us, Jackie.
What? Go ahead.
I say, don't flash us, Jackie. Right.
You're just about to flash us. It was starting to come out.
So sorry.
It was starting.
Right. It was like,
It's coming.
YouTube, this is a rated G for everyone. No, actually, it's not. It's more like PG. But go on, Michelle. I apologize.
Oh no! It was. It went much smoother today than last time. I think that I do have a script on Riverside. You know how you can do the what do you call it? The
like the
teleprompter.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I did do that. The thing is that the slides were not together, so it just didn't work out. So I felt like I was chasing the slides last time. This time around was much easier. So
okay.
And I think that I need to tell him to tone down on the amount of colors on the PowerPoint presentations too. Like, there's so many colors, which is fine, but I like it a little bit less.
No, it looks so good. Everything that you're doing is so spectacular, and it just got me thinking, like, okay, you know, last time I actually, in your masterclass, the one thing that I wanted to share right now on the podcast was how you kind of inspired even me. I don't have, you know, a neurodivergent child, but so as far as I know, right, because the baby is still a baby and he can't be diagnosed. But as far as I know, but the one thing I'll say that really I loved, and it's in my notes, so I'm looking at it right now, is the teamwork part. And that's what inspired kind of this episode today. And I thought, you know, I have such a hard time with that. I'm having such a hard time asking for help. And I'm the type A / I think type D is it in the I forget, but I'm basically the kind of person that's a little more on the, you know, go with the flow, like, you know, I don't have to do it my way. However, I am leadership first. I'm the one that takes initiative. I'm the one that, if nobody wants to go, even though I hate public speaking, you know, I'll take the mic if no one else does. I'm just that person that will step forward for everything, and I want to do it all. And I am having such a hard time asking for help. And if you are a parent, obviously a mother, some of us are struggling with that and wanting to cover it all on our own. And Michelle, last time you were talking about how you actually struggle also as well with, you know, having to do everything by yourself, and or taking the initiative and like doing all the things in our last episode, I think one of our last episodes. So I wanted to kind of pick your brain, and Taisha as well, like, you know, this whole teamwork in Thrive that you teach, how do you give parents, how do you guide them to make that team functional and work?
Yeah, so, you know, the teamwork for Thrive is like bringing a team together. And the bringing the team together is when you have a complex kid, you have so many different providers that are going to be helping your child. So you're looking at an overview of it this way, right? So you need like either a pediatrician or a developmental pediatrician. We had the speech therapist, we had an occupational therapist, we had a behavioral therapist. I mean, all of this, and this is just on our side, and then you have all the teachers and all the providers at the school. So all of these people are involved in your child's life, okay, in some way or another. And you need to be the leader, like the team lead. And you have to say, okay, how do we do this? How do we bring it together? And that's why I was saying, you know, with this, it was a lot to do with, you know, getting email together and put that in order. Now, I think that you, Jackie, are going to really like the R, which is the relationship part, and the, you know, so when you have a complex kid on the relationship part with the family, because this is more of the intimate part, the teamwork was... Okay,
like your immediate circle.
Yes, like the teamwork on the Thrive program, but we can talk about teamwork because it's kind of the same thing with the R, but the difference is that team, you're bringing people from outside in to help your child. The R, which is the relationships, are the people around you. And so the people who are around you, they are going to, most of the time, if you have a complex kid, they're going to say, don't worry about it, or they're going to say, oh, just rub some oils here, or just do this, or, you know what I mean? They're going to tell you all different things. And
so hands-on or not hands-on, indirect or
exactly,
indirect.
Yes. So the thing about surviving, and I mean the word surviving. I love the
help,
little hands.
Send help.
He's like, I want to be on.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes.
Literally. For those of you that are not understanding because you're on the podcast listening to it at home, my child is desperate to have to be part of the podcast right now, and his little hand is in the air. I'm not trying to show him on, on video, but he's on the teat. His foot is in the air. He's just all over the camera right now. So it's the funniest
thing.
It's
so cute. So
right.
it's okay. It's okay. As long as she doesn't flash us, then we're all good.
Absolutely. This episode has to go to OnlyFans.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
But Jackie, here's the thing. The truth of the matter is that you need a village no matter what. If you don't have a village, if you don't have people around you, you are going to be fucking miserable. And
already, girl.
And that's the thing. Like you are.
And I love being a mom. That's not even it.
It is not.
And
it's not about being a mom. It's about being a woman.
Yeah.
It really is. Like you have to be both, and you have to have people from outside. I tried the lonely thing for many, many years, and it wasn't until I reached out and I started doing things outside, and I started actually getting myself to go to call some of the parents that were like Drake's friends' parents for us to meet up and to do those things. It wasn't until then that I felt like I'm the only one. And then on top of that is I run the house. Like
as you're saying that, Michelle, I can see you kind of become overwhelmed with the amount of work that you're
so this is like my schedule for the day. Okay, this is color coded.
She's showing us a calendar of her phone,
a calendar,
guys.
So they're all color coded. So the blue are the things that I'm doing, like this podcast and the master class that I did. It's all about, kind of the marketing and all that. The yellow is my family. And when I put on that calendar, I expect everybody to know that it's on that calendar and where my kids are going to go to. And like, that is how I run. And then I have my work stuff, which is all the one in red. And so it's type A, right? Super type A. But when you put it, for me, when I put it on there, I expect the person who's supposed to be doing what it is that they're doing, that they're going to do it. And if they need help, they will let me know. So for example, we have an au pair that lives at our house, and she helps with the kids. So I have their Rio jazz class. So she knows that Rio needs to be a jazz at that time. John knows that he has a dentist appointment because it's on that calendar. I know, and so everybody around, we know this. But I got to go back to the support, and the support is for you, Jackie. And so when I did this calendar, it was, I need help because I can't do all of this. I can't be at work and take Drake to speech therapy. I can't be at work, and so you delegate. You really do. Yeah. You have to, or you can't do it all. It's impossible. It's impossible to do it all.
I wanted to also pick on Taisha's brain because I know it's been 18 years.
Yeah.
19.
But
19.
Since 19.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say 18 anyways.
This year. Right.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy, lady. Trust me, I have a 25-year-old, and I'm like, weren't you just 20? Like, I can't. I can't.
I don't
just
understand
stop.
how you ladies have, yes. Anyway. I have no words. I have no words for what it is you ladies did that young. No words.
No words, right?
No words.
It was fun. It was fun until it wasn't,
Yes. And then the fun
I
stopped.
can't relate. Yeah, I can't relate.
Uh-oh.
I can't relate.
Oh.
I can't relate to that fun at all, honey. But that's a different conversation for a different
It is a
day.
different combo.
Yes. Different.
Yes.
But back to Taisha, because I
Yes.
know at 17 and 18, if it wasn't for my village, there's no freaking way. So I wanted to go back to your village. I know, obviously, it's a different type of village because, A, you're 13. So your mom's not even done being a mom. She's acquired a grandchild. And in fact, I don't know how your family dynamic is, how your village was back then. So, and then how it continued to be. So what was, let's go back in time. Let's go back to the memory lane in Taisha and Brian's life. Like, what was that like?
Right. So for me, the support started the day I told my mom I was pregnant. And I told her, and she looked at me. I never forget. Tears in her eyes. I felt the pain in her voice. Like it's in the bathroom crying. And she says, "You're not the first, you won't be the last. Mama got your back." That's when that support,
wow.
that's when I knew, like, Mama got me. I'm sorry, my nose ring's twisted. So
Fix it. It's all good.
right. So from that moment, about 15, 20 minutes later, all of my maternal aunts were at my home. And I'm sitting on the couch, and
Yes.
what's up,
Michelle?
Michelle?
What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, how effing lucky are you
Yeah,
to have
definitely
Blessed.
Oh yeah,
that?
definitely
It
blessed.
is, Taisha. It almost, like, my heart just, as soon as you said, I had all my aunties here, I was like, wow. Like,
Yeah.
what an incredible thing to have when you're going through such.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you even knew what it was, what it meant, really,
what
that
it
was
was.
happening
didn't.
to you. But
I
anyway.
didn't, like, looking back on it, and I talk about my aunts a lot. So we're from a close knit family, for starters. Like, so when they came, and they all literally echoed what my mom said. Like, you're not the first one, you're not going to be the last. People are going to talk about you. They're going to say X, Y, and Z, but know that we got you. Like, you are going to still go and do what you're supposed to do. I was a straight A student. I was a church girl. I didn't get in trouble. That wasn't me. So this was all like a whirlwind for all of us, if I'm going to be honest. And my dad, on the other hand, initially, he was just like, oh, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if she's pregnant because she hadn't told me. So I had to tell my dad personally, even though my mom told him. I had to tell my dad, and he eventually came aboard. Like, he was the one that got me to the hospital, parked in the ambulance parking space. My baby needs help type ordeal. So the support has been there with my family, even down to my siblings. Like, my baby sister, who I call twin, like, she rubbed my stomach every night. My oldest sister, like, she was ready for anybody to look at me wrong so she can put them in their place. My best friend, who is still my best friend to the day, my daughter's godmother, like, in school, she was there, made sure I had snacks. So the community, like, even at school, of course you had teachers and things of that nature that would, have their little whispers going on and people pointing fingers. But there were a handful who made sure I was good. Extra food, making sure I was comfortable, didn't have issues. My cousin, who was working at a Head Start at the time, we would meet at a central location. She would get my child, go to the same Head Start she was at, and we would meet up at the end of the day. I'll leave school, get her. So my village really stepped up in a major way, and I'm just, like, so grateful to have had them. Even my church family, like, they welcomed me with open arms. Of course, my pastor, we had a conversation. The ladies loved on me. Am I saying, somebody didn't say anything negative? I am 100% sure they did. but my pastor still allowed me to do what I was doing plus more at church, which is unheard of for a lot of different people. That's not their story. So in addition to that, her father and his family, they were active in her life. So my support was like chef kisses, top tier. And as she grew, like everybody who came in contact with me because of the child I had and because of the type of person I am, they just kind of just drew near. Like it wasn't many like, oh, we're just gonna shun her out. I didn't have that. And there were times, even when I went off to college, I had to get my own support system. So that was different for me, having to look for other people.
Oh, for
right.
Sure.
So, you know, because we're in college, like, some of these people don't have kids. So it was my support system from 2005 to 4/11/2025 has been top tier. Bringing my husband into the picture, like, it's just been God's grace. It's such a blessing. Like,
yes,
yeah, the blessing is dope.
And you know, Taisha, seriously, like, what a blessing it is in your family to be able to have that. And to be honest, like, when I look at my family, would I have had that had I stayed in Brazil? Probably, maybe. Because whenever we go home, we have, you know, we all get together. The family gets together. But, Jackie, you had a village, didn't you, when you were younger, when you went through it?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And I got all the whole thing that Taisha got, and allowed me to go to university and allowed me to graduate as a mama. So it's so relatable, but now I'm on the other side. I'm on Michelle's, more on the Michelle's experience part of things.
And that's what I was
What
gonna
a tough
say.
situation.
So when you are in a situation where you are in a place where you don't have that, you have to make it.
Absolutely.
How do you make it? How do you work on that? It is so hard, especially when you're older, to make
Tell me
friends.
About it. The memo wasn't
Yes.
clear.
Yes, I can agree with that because I got the same friends I had then. 'Cause it was like, where are the people? But I mean,
so I was in Austin, Texas last weekend. I had to go Friday, Saturday. That's why we didn't record on Friday. But I was talking to a friend of mine that I've known. She's been in the company, like, you know, with me for many, many years. And she was telling me how, you know, the girls that are coming under her in marketing, she's in the marketing side for Stryker, and I'm in the sales side, so I'm the sales representative. She's in the marketing. And she just hired like 3 or 4 new people under her. And so she told these girls, she said, go find your people. I don't need new people. I have my people in my world that I have had for a long time. And I don't have room to make new people, to make them into my village. So you girls go out there and you find your people. And it made me think, like, damn lucky. She is my person because I've known her for a long time. I'm part of her people, and she's part of my people, and so this is great. But then you still need to learn and meet the new people because they are also going to be, you know, your people. So, but it is so much harder, and it's exactly what she said. I don't have the time for new people. I don't want to have new people in my world. But you have to. If you're not close to people, you gotta do it. Now, over 40, trying to go out there and make friendships, like, it is the weirdest thing. Like,
in a new country.
Yes. It is such a weird thing. This afternoon, Rio has a little friend, and they go to school together. and she's a single mom, and she's very open about it. She says, I'm a single mom. So she is like, she's older, and she's probably about my age. And I can, she's like, do you want to go get a drink this afternoon? Like tomorrow afternoon, you can come over to my beach house, which is just much more sophisticated than I am. She's like, come bring Rio. And I was like, sure, we'll come. So we're going to go. And I mean, that's how you do it, right? You have to put yourself in those awkward, weird situations. Because if you don't, then how are you gonna build that village?
You're not. Because I actually talk about it in that first book, Imperfectly Perfect, 3 Steps on the Parenthood Journey. I have a whole chapter kind of just dedicated to support, because as a parent, we need that support regardless of when you started, where you at, the type of child you have. You need that support from individuals. And for those who are listening or watching and saying, well, I don't have that family, that's not my situation. It's okay. Build a family. They have a Build-A-Bear workshop. Build a family. Build a family workshop, baby. Build your support team, because you need it. Michelle, you really need that support. And what happens is you get to bring people into your world. You get to choose, go Jackie, go. God has given us family members, those that we are related to. We didn't have a choice in the matter. But when you build your support system, you have a choice of who you want in your life. And social media is a thing that has helped so many people. Going to, having a church family, a work family, meeting somebody at the park, your kids in school, go to the PTA meetings, go to these different things, because you never know that there are some people who are in a similar situation. Listen, I need some girl time. I need somebody that I can chat with that understands. The kids are playing. My girl Jackie, Jackie went from mama mode to baddie. She went from mama to baddie. Did y'all see how quick the hair dropped? Let's just listen, she went from mama to Mamiana really quick. I love it. It was just you know what? Hair down.
Because that's all I needed. And then this child decides that he wants to nurse. And all I needed was to put that hair down and get on, right?
And then on air. It's over.
She was like, now I'm back.
Hi, y'all.
Right. So definitely building that support system, and it looks different for everybody. Even if it's you have virtual friends, kids are gamers and stuff. They have this whole community. So if you have to build a virtual friend group, that's fine. We have a lot of texts. Set your phone up. Watch a TV show together. Drink your wine. Drink your tea, your water, or whatever the case may be.
On that
and
Peanut
have that conversation.
There's a Peanut app now for moms, guys. Literally, that's probably gonna save me in the next year to find little play date friends for my child, because we live literally in the middle of nowhere. When I say that, I really mean it.
That's hard. That's hard, Jackie. For me, it wasn't that I was in the middle of nowhere. I was in a different country. My family is not around, so and then. I don't know. My college years were really hard. We had fun, but it was after college was even harder, because you're trying to find your people, you're trying to meet people, and you're trying to work, and you're trying to get your life started. But
and you came from also a different state, Michelle. You were constantly moving. You were doing, it changed consistently for you, right? As how it feels.
And that is the reason why it was so hard for me to delegate, because I have done everything on my own until I got married, which was at 36 years old. up until that time, everything was me. 100% me. So how do you let that go? Like, I think I look at my nephews and nieces. They all got married in their early 20s. Early 20s, mid 20s, something like that. And they're all Mormon. That's why they got married so early. But they all got married, and they had their children and all that. But when you are younger, it's easier, it's more flexible. It's easier to just say, hey, can I drop my child off to you like this afternoon? Can you watch my kids for a couple minutes while I go here? It is so much easier for you to ask people to do things for you when you're in your 20s than it is when you're in your 40s.
Why do you think that is, though?
Because you don't know any better. Because you're...
because you're just like, hey girl.
No.
Taisha is like, yeah.
Listen. I
don't know.
I don't believe in just dropping the kids off with anybody, right? It's just like hilarious. Family. I didn't do that. Just drop the child and go. Asking for help in your 20s is hard because, no, and I guess you're right, Michelle.
No,
because in your 20s. It's like, I don't care.
You have
what you want to say. No care. Like, you're still, like, vibing. You're still vibrant. And you're still just trying to go and live your life. So, asking for help is easy in some areas. Because some areas we don't ask for help because we want to figure it out. We feel like we are grown. We need that independence. But we become so independent till we get to our 30s and 40s and, like, I need help. And you're like, how do I ask for help? We gotta train that mindset to go back to that 20s.
No.
Yes. It has to be done a certain way.
In your 20s, you don't know anything, Taisha. You think that you're like, that you know everything. You think you have everything put together. But you're not even thinking about, no, trust me.
You're just living.
No. Now, if I knew what I back then, what I know now, oh my gosh, I wouldn't do half of the things that I did, And I look at the parents. But
ignorance is bliss. It was fun, I remember but it that is. Time.
That's exactly right.
It made you who you are. It made you who you are.
Yes. I guess the real question,
without the blissful of ignorance, you wouldn't be the dope Michelle, the dope Jackie, the dope, like, you would not be.
No,
you wouldn't.
You wouldn't. Yes.
I mean, I guess the real question, and this is what I really want to, help our listeners who are having a hard time asking for help, is really like ask yourself why you're not doing it. Is it because you don't trust your network? Is it because you feel like you want to control everything around your baby? Michelle's pointing, that's probably one. And I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. In my 40s right now, 100% I want to control everything about my baby. In fact, I'm the complete opposite of, not the complete opposite. I still remember how I was a nanny. I still remember how I was a young mother, and those things have helped me not become completely OCD about everything that my kid is doing now, which is like, if he's crawling, I want the floor to be spick and span. Not anymore. I'm not doing that. But this is my tendency. My tendency is, don't touch my baby without washing your hands. Don't put him on the ground without the floor being, spick and span. No, it's ridiculous. No. If you ask my 20-year-old self about my 40-year-old self right now, she would be laughing and saying, "You have got to be kidding me." No, I did not just grow into that woman. Like, my 20-year-old self would not believe it. And so I feel like now I'm just that crazy person I used to criticize, in my 20s. And so,
as you were talking about cleaning the floors, like, so we had Drake dog in the house, right? You guys know the story.
Yes, the dog. Please, let's talk about it.
Okay, no, hang on a minute. So had, and Drake Dog was he was a black lab, and so
Cute.
And labs shed like crazy
as hell. Yes.
Oh my gosh! The good thing is that our lab right now, she's a yellow, and so you just don't see it on the tile.
Okay.
Because when it was Drake Dog, I saw every single black hair that was on the ground. And then Drake would go and crawl, and then it was like he would turn into a fur baby.
Exactly. Same problem, Michelle. Same problem over here.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I would look at him like, oh my gosh, I gotta let this go. I gotta let this go somehow.
And I have to let it go. I had to let it go because we were.
How are you gonna pick up every
How are you
single
gonna function?
hair that that's on the ground? Unless you vacuum every day, and then as soon as you're done vacuuming, the dog is gonna follow you and shed hair.
And every time
doesn't matter.
The baby goes this direction or that direction, he carries with him fur on his palms, and then he goes into the mouth.
Oh,
so I always find hair in the mouth or the fur in the mouth.
Makes them stronger. Isn't hair protein? Protein, just in the mouth. It's all good.
Disgusting is what it is.
Yeah, I can't relate. We did not do dogs at all. We didn't have
cats.
I had nothing. No fur babies.
Good,
I did have a
cats
techno
are not
dog.
for me either. Like I would.
No,
die.
I had a techno. That's what my dad got me. I asked for a techno dog. I still have it until this day. The little robotic dog.
That's hilarious.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I'm gonna have to let y'all meet Techno, but besides that, like we didn't do animals and things of that nature. But we were in the country, like dirt roads, that type thing. So we're outside playing, no shoes. This is that and the third, like dirty, like it was a vibe. So it wasn't like, and I guess because I was young too, my mom.
Yeah.
If it didn't alert her so much, it didn't really alert me because I didn't really know, like, the floor needs sweeping because she's crawling. It was just, my mama thing was, I'm not moving nothing in my house. She's going to learn how to play around my stuff. So,
oh my gosh!
I
have the best pictures of Christmas trees at our house. We used to have to put a gate around the Christmas tree. And we used to have to put because everything would get broken. Everything would get broken.
Yes.
Oh, trust me, Taisha. We tried. We tried with that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm telling you.
No.
So we had,
and Taisha, you had a girl. Yes. The boys are on the different level.
Oh gotcha. Yeah. It sounds like my nephews.
Different level.
But I gotta go back to something, Jackie.
Yes.
Because here's the thing, like letting those little things go, like, is part of asking for help, because you're helping yourself by letting those things go. And,
thank you, Michelle.
And sometimes you need to help yourself, and so helping yourself by letting those small OCD tendencies go is probably the one thing that you can do for yourself, because then you're helping yourself that way. But
I knew that you would come up with something like that because after your work with what you're doing for parents, I'm like, I know Michelle's gonna come up with exactly what I'm doing. She's gonna know exactly what is happening. And you're the perfect person, because it's literally, I'm starving over here for social interaction. All of my woman needs are, almost all of them are neglected. And I have never been in this situation in my adult life, even after kids at a young age, because I had, like Taisha, I had my village, so I could still enjoy certain events and things.
Jackie,
anyway, so yes,
you're gonna have to get out of your bubble, I hate to say this, but like.
No, tell me, man. Tell me like a friend.
Well,
tell me
we are friends. That's why
Yeah.
I'm saying this. You're gonna have to, because if not, you're gonna go down a spiral and down a hole that will be so much harder to get out of. So you are in a situation that honestly, like, I feel for you. When I was in Indiana by myself and I had no friends out there, it was so hard. And I could not wait to get out of there. And I got out of there after 10 months because I had an end because I was finishing my master's degree. But for you live there. That is your place now. And so you're going to have to do a few things. One is really, you're going to have to let go of some of that control that you have. You will have to figure out, like, nannies. Somebody, a babysitter.
Yeah, she's here today for the first time.
See?
And
good job.
I'm excited. She's downstairs and she's helping. So
you're gonna. And here's the thing. So the people who helped me with my kids were these women that I brought from Brazil, or babysitters that I would hire here. Yeah. So they became my people. I had to make my people, so they became my people. And so sometimes it's, you need to have time for yourself. You and your husband, you guys need time.
Yep.
Because it does not, you will go down a hole that is incredibly hard to crawl out of. So before you get in that hole,
like, what does that look like for just the last couple minutes that I have you girls?
Yeah. So especially being that you are married, Jackie. How long have you been married, if you don't mind me asking?
6 years, technically 7 in
yeah.
a relationship. Yeah.
So y'all are still fresh and married, right? So Michelle brought up like a very great point. Y'all, you have to the nanny thing. Awesome job. Make time for your husband. Make time for your relationship. And I'm not just, and be intentional about it. Right. And I understand, he has a busy work schedule. You're busy as well. But in order for, things to just continue to flourish and still feel fresh and you don't feel overwhelmed, that's something you can ask for. Like, hey, I want more time with you, even if it's just this amount of time.
Yeah. Because
our mom every day, all day, 24/10, your dad, because that doesn't change. However, I spend most of the time because of, I'm stay-at-home mom or work-from-home mom, and you're running this company. I get it. However, I'm still a woman. Like, I'm still this person. So I know you mentioned that your self-care is like, coming on with us and things of that nature. That's great because we are girls, but that's your man's, honey. So making time with him and having some personable friends. So that's, going out to, researching Google to see, Facebook to see what's going on in your community, to go out. And you may be the person, well, I kind of like being to myself, and that's cool, but you need at least one real person that's there, not us virtual babes, because we can't get to you like that.
That's right.
And Michelle, listen, look at my girl telling somebody to ask for help. I'm proud of you. Now my question is, are you asking for help?
I do.
Good job.
She has a village.
Seriously,
she has a village.
Let me tell you, if I didn't have, help here, like at home,
it wouldn't happen. This podcast probably would not be a thing.
I have a team at work that like allows me to do the things that I need to do and still work. I have a team at home that still allows me. And with this whole Thrive and Wisdom for Complex Kids, I went out and I hired somebody who can do the things that I cannot do, which are computer things, technology. I have no idea how to do that. So, taking that off your plate and delegating. That's basically a lot, like asking for help, right? Delegating is asking for help.
Yeah.
Or
So I have a question.
It might be.
I guess it's
just
a
giving
question.
somebody a job. I don't know, but.
Right. So what about the parents, the mothers that's listening, who do not have the financial means
Correct.
to
do
go
that.
and to hire somebody to get somebody to do that? What I found to be helpful in situations like that is, church, different clubs, different organizations, young people who wants to work in whatever field that you are trying to grow entrepreneur wise. And as far as parents, you may get an older somebody who need volunteer hours, or somebody in your community or church that you have grown fond of, that you can actually mentor, and it's like a even exchange. So I know there's
Absolutely.
a listener that was like, I don't have the money to hire nobody, but there are resources.
There's communities. Yeah.
There's community, and we have to build it.
You got to get going. Michelle.
I want to say one more thing, because I heard Taisha say
Yeah.
this, and this is what I used to tell my mom. My mom was very lonely. Like, even though she went to church and she did all of that, like through the last years of her life, she was very bitter and like always complained about how lonely she was, because really it was hard. It was really hard being around her. And I used to tell her, and this is something that I did when I was alone, when I needed something else, was you should go and help somebody, and you will be helped. So do something for somebody else. Go feed, go to...
I love that.
Go do something. Go to the library and read books to the kids. Or go do something for somebody else. And helping somebody else, you will get that help back. So,
Absolutely.
Ooh,
So
that
you
is a
wanna
golden
grow.
nugget. I love that.
there you go.
Yes.
And with
Now,
that, you guys, that
I
is
have to
all our
go.
time. I know, that's all our time. So we will see.
And it's Hallelujah Day. And over here in the house, Drake woke up this morning and said, Mommy, is it Hallelujah today? And I said, yes. Because we call Friday Hallelujah. So Hallelujah, it's Friday. So it's
I love it.
Hallelujah Day. And ladies, have a great weekend. Love you.
You too, my
Love
love.
the same. Love
Bye.
you. Bye,
Till
y'all.
next week. Bye.